Here we are at Venice Beach. Of course I did. No, you'll never get it without getting people. Nope. It's good.
Joss Whedon's Serenity, based off the TV series Firefly. Kit, the Knight Rider car from the Knight Rider made-for-TV movie. The Mercedes ML320, driven by Eddie Carr in the Lost World Jurassic Park. And of course, the most famous picture car in Hollywood, the DeLorean from Back to the Future. One of 5 DeLoreans that was purchased for the film. One of about 15 different incarnations of the car itself, though. And of course, if we're talking about Universal, we're talking about picture cars. We have one franchise that stands bigger, badder, and faster above all the others, and that is the Fast and Furious. So we're going to go ahead and take you behind the scenes here and show you how we create these incredible sequences that you're seeing on screen right now with a blend of our practical picture.
And go! Smoke! Go! Fire! Go! Okay, we're clear for a full run-through. All systems checked. This one's for real, guys, so watch out. And action!
Ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause for Carnage and Karma, guys. Take a bow. And if you cheer really loud, they might do something else. Carnage and Karma are a wonderful example of computer-controlled robotics. These robotic arms are called gimbals. They allow the cars to do the exact same movements all day, every day, without ever having to take a break. So they're kind of a director's dream right there. Carnage and Karma, ladies and gentlemen. Angry Tyrannosaurus Rexes with our actors still inside. That was actually done off of one of our parking structures right here on the Universal lot. We would never want to put our actors in any real danger, just like we wouldn't want to put you guys in any real danger, which is why we make sure that the dinosaurs that are, they're extinct now, so they don't have to worry about them being out here. But oh, I might have spoken too soon. Looks like we have some Dilophosaurus out here terrorizing the trams. Make sure you get a good picture, though. After all, they could be big stars here in the next few years. There is continued talk of a possible 4th Jurassic Park film roaring back into theaters. Let's push the button here, and on the left-hand side of the tram, on comes the rain. So what we have here is an overhead sprinkler system that shoots the water straight up into the air so that it falls back down to the ground naturally. That rain is actually pretty hard to pick up on film, so a lot of filmmakers will mix their water with milk so it shows up better to the eye of the camera. So all those years ago, Mr. Gene Kelly wasn't actually singing in the rain. He was singing in the milk. And one push of the button, I can turn the rain off just as easily as I turned it on. Okay, we have a flash button headed down the hill. This is going to be a whole lot more sporting today. Hang on, folks, grab those cameras. Alright, nothing to worry about. That flash flood is actually the result of thousands of gallons of recycled water being released from the top of the hill. You might recognize Old Mexico from movies like Three Amigos or Hop. Also television shows like NBC's Community, Showtime's Shameless, and Fox's House. Starting March 15, 1915, for the very first time, visionary Carl Laemmle swung wide the doors to his studio and allowed patrons to come in and watch him and legendary filmmakers like John Ford make westerns during the silent film era. Because it was during the silent film era, it didn't matter if we had people in the stands cheering for their favorite cowboys or booing the Dastardly Villains because the audio was not. I on the phone with Matt Hooper and Chief Brody this morning. They were deciding that because of everything, they were going to have some divers out the bay, making sure that everything is safe and oh man. Excuse me, sir, get out of the water. There's a shark. Oh man, I don't think you can hear me. The Amity Police Department, a very brave group of individuals, always known for their guts. And well, there they are, floating up to the top of the water. Yeah, let's go for more. Hey, Ingrid, we'll get behind these docks. I'm sorry, this one's on me. We'll be okay. We do have some bait out on that yellow barrel there at the end of the dock, so he really should go for that before even thinking about coming after us up here. So we should be fine. Okay, he's just gonna go ahead and take the whole dock with him. We're gonna need a bigger tram. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, can anyone see the shark? He's big, he's got big black eyes like a doll's eyes. He bites and they roll off us! Why? By the people who did Pushing Daisies, starring Eddie Izzard and Jerry O'Connell. That will be the new Mockingbird Lane set. But for now, let's take a quick stroll down Wisteria Lane, the former home of ABC's #1 hit comedy, Desperate Housewives. The first housewife used to live here off the left-hand side of the tram in the tan house in the corner. That is the home of Gabrielle Solis, played by Eva Longoria. And don't worry, if you miss a picture on the way in, you'll get one on the way out, because it is a cul-de-sac. Keep looking at the left-hand side here. The yellow house is the home of Susan Meyer, played by Terry Hatcher. Alright, let's go over to the right-hand side now. The blue house with the white trim, that is the home of Bree Van de Kamp, played by Marsha Cross. 4354 Wisteria Lane. Over to the left-hand side again. The greenhouse here, 4355 Wisteria Lane, is the home of Lynette Scavo, played by Emmy Award winner Felicity Huffman. And one last time over there with the big red door, that was the home of the nosy neighbor Mrs. McCluskey, who was played by Catherine Houston. And then here, this pink house at the end of the street was the home of Edie Britt, played by Nicolette Sheridan. But for those of you who were up to date on your Desperate Housewives by the time the series ended, you know that that house was eventually occupied by Renee Perry, who was played by Vanessa Williams. And of course, these are not the only famous faces to ever live on Wisteria Lane. We had a former president living here. That was President Ronald Reagan in the movie Bedtime for Bonzo. He lived here inside of Lynette's greenhouse in Bedtime for Bonzo. Right next door to that, inside of Susan's yellow house, it's fitting that she was kind of the detective of the group, because that is where the Hardy Boys lived in the 1970s.
So I felt like it was one of those extravaganzas from the 30s or 40s. Sets that were inspired by Dr. Seuss, brought to life, made functional enough that you could shoot on them, actors could climb on them, people could do flips off them. And it makes me so proud that it's become this kind of evergreen, and that every Christmas it rolls around and it means something to a lot of kids.
Now the Who's have a wonderful... Anybody need a shower? I would not recommend doing it here. It looks like Norman himself is at home. What is he doing in cabin number 1? Maybe it might just be helping someone bring their luggage out to their car. Huh. Okay, we really should not. That is not luggage. We should not be here. Folks, there's only 2 things that really make Norman angry. One is taking pictures of him. The other is waving at him, so please don't do either of those things. Dude, you're right in front of me. You're like less than 10 feet away, and I just said, don't wave at him. What is the first thing that you do? You wave at him. I know it's not in the safety rules at the beginning, but I figure not waving at a mass murderer is kind of Norman, no, you stay away from Carnival. Norman, no! Plane crash site set from War of the Worlds, directed by Steven Spielberg, starring Tom Cruise and Dakota Fanning. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to the director, along with production designer Rick Carter, to tell you guys a little bit more about bringing this incredible set to life.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around the vision that Steve had.
When we first began to sit down to talk about the War of the Worlds, I thought, what if the 747 goes on right in a big neighborhood?
we are in San Diego whale watching.
Sure, a couple pairs that are in sparring at the moment. Two look like some adults and the other two are full grown. The males are very easy to tell apart from the females because of their same little spout. Some are dolphins here too. They're not. Ooh, they're vocalizing too. Right to surface off our front side of this bird one time. If I had to guess, I'd say female. Here comes the female. Coming blue.